Good morning, this is Josh Widdicombe on XFM. Good morning, producer Neil.
Morning, Josh.
How was your week?
I've had better ones, but I was all right.
Let's play some music.
Oh.
No, don't.
No, I felt my age this week.
Did you?
Yeah.
What is your age? 31?
Correct.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. And with that comes great responsibility.
Yes.
Because
yes, of course.
I was walking to the shops and I told a schoolgirl off for dropping litter.
Oh no, did you?
But quite sternly
What
as well.
litter?
Just a crisp packet.
Which one?
It was Doritos, but she might have bought more crisps. Other brands.
Oh yes, it's more, of course, other crisps are available to drop.
Yeah.
So sorry. So you told her, how old?
It's definitely secondary school. I would say about 15.
Was she on her own or was she with some pals?
No, she was on her own. And I had to raise my voice quite loud because she had headphones in.
Oh, no, it's modern day, eh?
And she took it out and she went, "Excuse me."
Yeah.
And I went, "Excuse you."
You didn't say excuse you, did you?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I went, "Excuse you, can you pick that up, please?" And she looked at me like, "Pick what up?" I went, "The crisp packet you've just dropped."
Yeah, I mean, I'm not for dropping litter, but after excuse you, I'd say her crime is quite minor compared to yours.
What's wrong with that?
Excuse you?
Yeah.
I mean, what? No, you're not in... I mean, this is the worst thing that's ever happened.
Yeah, I didn't feel great.
Excuse you? Did she laugh?
No, she looked...
Did she pick it up?
She did. She picked it up and put it in the bin.
Did she? Was she near a bin?
Kind of.
It's repellent behaviour, isn't it, dropping litter?
It was more the fact I stood there and watched her as well until she'd done it.
And then how did it end?
I just went, "Good." And carried on.
By that point, her Beats by Dre were back over her ears.
Yeah.
Now, we've had a lot of correspondence about our pret-a-manger problems.
Slick link.
No, but we have. Well, I'm not... It's very difficult to move on from a story that contains excuse you because I have no frame of reference. So excuse you.
Excuse me.
I mean, it's like you're in a Carry On film. I mean, unbelievable. Well, I won't go into the Pret-a-Manger thing now.
No, what happened with Pret?
You've ruined it, mate.
What happened with Pret?
No, you've ruined it. Let's see if you can move from excuse... So what are we going to, the Black Keys?
No, Black Rivers.
Black Rivers?
Yeah.
Could you go from Excuse You into the Black Rivers?
Age of Innocence. It's a new Black Rivers song.
I mean...
There's clearly none these days with kids.
So I was in Pret-a-Manger.
Good.
There were quite a few people who tweeted me this week about how Pret-a-Manger now, if you, they'll give you a free coffee if they like the look of you.
I saw this story, yeah.
Which is bad. It's because it basically means every time I go into Pret-a-Manger, they don't like the look of me.
You've never had a free coffee?
Have you ever had a free coffee?
No.
No, they think you're scum, mate.
Well, excuse me.
I don't... excuse... That's what happens. They go, that'll be £6.98 and you're paying for your latte. And I go, well, excuse you. And I walk out. I think we should send Charles to Pret-a-Manger to see whether he can get a free coffee. Intern Charles.
You up for that, Charles?
Yeah.
Because I've failed to do it. What tactics? If you, what tactics are you thinking, Charles?
Hello. Have a coffee.
Right, we'll give him the money for the coffee. But before that, we'll play Black Rivers.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast XFM.
Black Rivers, Age of Innocence. Don't know when that was. If they could put a year on it, that'd be easier for us, wouldn't it? Unfinished business. Any issues you had with last week's show, or just jumping off points for correspondence? Hi, Josh and producer Neil. They've lowercased the P on producer there. Interesting. Which means they don't see it as your name, but just they like to make it clear what your job is. On last week's topic of seeing celebrities abroad, I once saw Sam Allardyce in a restaurant in Javia, Spain, in about 2004. I overheard him on his phone saying he's gone to the Villa. I was spending hours trying to think who Bolton could have sold to Aston Villa. I realised he probably meant someone had gone to his holiday home. That's from Mike Anderson. I don't know if that's... I mean, it could have been someone not from Bolton.
Yeah.
He could have just been gossiping.
Yeah, we fancied him, but he's gone to the Villa.
Exactly. But then if he'd said that, then it would have got a really awkward situation. Do you know what I don't like is the thought of Sam Allardyce on a beach in a pair of Speedos.
Thanks for that image.
Yeah. That'll stick with you. I bet Sam Allardyce on holiday looks like Ray Winston in Sexy Beast. While studying abroad in America, I was volunteering at a private school near Los Angeles. Yeah, because that's what private schools need, isn't it? Volunteers. Not enough money swilling around the private school system. Or is it in America? No, private school would be.
Private school.
Yeah. I just arrived at school when I was approached by one of the young children's mothers. It was the actor Christine Taylor. Yeah, we can be clear that this is an expensive school. Oh my God, it's Marcia from the Brady Bunch movie, I thought. That's a lovely bit of writing, isn't it? I feel like I'm in a point horror movie. Point horror booking. Oh my God, it's Marcia from the Brady Bunch movie, I thought, as she told me how excited her daughter had been to meet the British guy. Sparks were beginning to fly, just as Christine's husband came rushing into the school to hurry her along and cut our conversation short. I was livid. Who was this guy? It was Ben Stiller. Phil, I don't know what that's got to do with anything we've ever talked about.
Probably seeing a celebrity abroad.
Oh, seeing a celebrity abroad. Oh, yeah, of course. Sorry. Yep, and it's allowed. I was just enjoying the story. Dear Josh and producer Neil, in episode 104, Josh spoke about WWF/WWE and states it's a fake sport. I must bring to your attention that WWE itself outlined that it's not in the sports industry, but it's in the sports entertainment industry, which isn't an industry. It's not an industry. Have you ever been to see it? Are you a fan of sports entertainment? What else is in that?
I'm not sure, but I have been to quite a few WWE events.
Have you?
Through work in the past, yeah.
Oh my God.
In America.
What was your work as? An utter loser?
Move on.
I didn't know you had a job as a dweeb. Did you just play the Who?
Yeah, you got
as a way to fight back.
You've got 35 seconds to say what all you've got to say.
Okay, it sounds like you're bringing in a wrestler. Although Josh may not feel that WWE is not entertainment for him, the millions of people who watch it may disagree. Many thanks, Daniel Hayden. They might disagree, but you know, if that's what they want to enjoy with their time. They should take in some League 2 football. If you have any unfinished business, email josh@xfm.co.uk.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast. XFM.
Night Street Preachers on XFM. This is Josh Widdicombe. Who would you go for an ale with out of the Manic Street Preachers now? James Dean Bradfield, isn't it?
I'd say the drummer, because I've never really spoken to him.
Yeah, I reckon you'd need to know his name before that. Sean Moore?
I don't know.
No, that is his name.
Okay.
I'm not tricking you. The drummer, Clive. So, today's topics, that's not one of them, obviously. What's the name of the drummer from the Manic Street Preachers? New music on XFM. Keeping a finger on the pulse. Each song I'm going to ask who drummed on it. And looking down the songs, you're in serious trouble here, mate. Unless we get the Dave Clark 5 in, then you're in. He was the drummer. It's yet to be played on XFM because they're rubbish. Now, two topics today. Firstly, have you got a minorly famous or infamous family member? No.
Oh, is that directed at me?
No, it's directed at the nation, mate.
Okay.
But I was leaving a gap so they could answer their radios before then picking up their phones and tweeting us at XFM. I don't know if you're easily impressed, but my ancestor wrote the lyrics to "Abide with Me."
Really?
Yeah. Oh, you are. You're overly impressed.
When you say ancestor,
like, I don't know. Sabin Baring-Gould was his name.
Okay.
I don't know what the score was with it, who wrote the score. Apparently that was his job. Abide with Me and Onward Christian Soldiers from the pen of.
I hope the producers of Who Do You Think You Are listening to this. This is a
I hope they don't, because I'm not going to cry over it, mate.
It's a great episode.
You are easily pleased.
Fascinated.
You're going to love this. So what we're looking for... Also, my gran was in the first ever soap opera on the radio. And then she quit, and they wanted to replace her character. But they couldn't find someone with the same voice because they didn't realise she was South African. It was a different time.
True.
It was a different time.
True.
But even living family members, you know, has your uncle been on The Price is Right? That's what we're looking for. Famous or mindly or infamous family members. And have you brought something to the table, Neil?
I have, yes. Mine's family as well.
Yep.
Today. Kind of in a way.
Yeah.
I would like to know if there's people you don't recognise in family photos.
Whoa. Stop. We've already got one from Baz Rolfe. I have an infamous great uncle who killed a man over a game of dominoes, served time in military prison. It's not what we're looking for. I repeat, that is not what we're looking for. At the lowest, Jenga. Carry on.
Yeah, I just wanted to know if there was anyone else who, perhaps when they go home... 'cause the reason I'm asking this question is my mum and dad are moving, so having a big clear out, and we looked through loads...
Emotionally, or just...
Well, it's sad to leave the house.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, often. But yeah, having a big clear out, and I just kind of were going through family photos, and there were just so many people that clearly were part of our lives at some point. No idea who they are.
Yeah, I know. So people you didn't know in photos, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Do you ever get those photos where you think... My favourite photos are the ones where it looks like the person is the kind of person where you go, oh yeah, there was an old man, but he hasn't been alive for 10 years. The ghost photo. So is it people you don't know that have been in photos?
Yeah. And
you get it at a lot of festivals, don't you?
That's it. I want a description of where the photo is and perhaps why it was taken.
Why it was taken. It really is a who do you think you are week on XFM.
Josh Widdicombe.
Oh dear, I've just spoken, Neil. You've turned up the mic. As I was saying to Ed Gamble, you don't need to speak on this link.
You said ready.
I said ready, yeah, I know, but I didn't say steady go. Joined after the hour, well, I've ruined it now, it's Ed Gamble, comedian, star of Almost Royal. He's here. That'll do, Neil, you've ruined it all.
I pressed the button via the ads.
Turn the mics off.
Josh Widdicombe.
Good morning, Ed Gamble.
Good morning, Josh.
You've gone for a one headphone on, one headphone off manoeuvre.
That's the look.
Yeah. Which is poking out. So you've got one ear poking out. Look,
yeah.
Looks like one of your ears is really trying to hear me.
Yeah, it's desperate to hear what you're going to say.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Okay, cool. Let's get down to the business end of the season. Yeah, the nitty-gritty. Do you have any minor famous people, / infamous family members?
Right, well, maybe is what I'd say. My great uncle decided to do the family tree a couple of years ago. Was very excited to find out that we were possibly related to Ardal O'Hanlon.
Oh, wow!
How's that?
Yeah, that is good.
And obviously, because of the profession,
does he know?
Well, I am a stand-up comedian, so I crossed paths with Ardal O'Hanlon recently, and was ordered by my great uncle to ask whether we might be related to him.
Yeah,
I did bring it up, and he's a very nice man, but you could see a sort of glaze descend across his vision.
So, sorry, what was the relationship between you and Ardal O'Hanlon?
I mean, tenuous. I think it would be. I don't know what. He's not like my brother or anything.
No. And why was he be able to confirm it?
I've got no idea. I wanted to say, great Uncle Terry, you're the one who spent hours and days and possibly months trying to put together this family tree. You're going to know better than Ardal O'Hanlon, who is a busy man who has a career to get on with.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
But, so you don't know is the answer.
I don't know. We'll say yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, you'll have to wait until he does Who Do You Think You Are, or you do, and then
again, even if he does Who Do You Think You Are, in fact, I think he told me he's done it in Ireland. He's done the Irish version.
Oh, right.
And obviously, being related to me was not an interesting enough.
Do you want some listeners, family members?
Absolutely.
Tim Gorringe. We once had a Doberman whose grandfather was a Crufts winner.
Technically part of the family.
Technically, I don't know if that counts. But then you're kind of buying that Doberman knowing that it's from fame.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
You're like marrying into a famous family.
Yeah, exactly. So my uncle, this is from Bob. It's that kind of name where you kind of go, I don't know if you're just putting your name at the end of his fate.
Well, no one's ever called Bob.
No
by
one's
the way.
actually
Bob
called
was
Bob, are
made
they?
up, and it's Bob and Dave, and not real names.
My uncle was on Record Breakers and was mentioned by Chris Akabusi 4 times for running a mile down a very steep hill in less than a minute. That can't be true.
Also, why did it? There's no specific time. It's just as long as it's less than a minute, you're all right.
But that can't be.
You can't run a mile in less than a minute.
I mean,
No, that is impossible.
Yeah.
No matter the steepness of the hill.
No, it's a marathon today. You can't.
When I was at school, our sports field was downhill,
Yeah.
and there was like a national thing where you'd score points to see where you were like physically compared to other children of your age, and we all nailed the 50-metre sprint. We were like, our school's so fast. I don't think you could run a mile in under 4 minutes. Maybe you could, because think how fast you're going when those guys are chasing the cheese.
No. Not buying it.
You're not buying it. Maybe his uncle was a cheese.
Yeah, the cheese can do it in that
The
time.
cheese can do
No
it.
problem. Yeah.
You don't know if he was still running when he got to the bottom of Also, a mile down a steep hill, that's a long hill.
Yeah, you'd fall
You'd fall?
eventually. Yeah.
Like, how tall's Everest? Like, is that a mile tall?
I would think so.
Yeah, me too.
Is that how you'd is how tall is Everest? Sounds like you're talking about a bloke.
How high is Everest? What is the height? Moving on. If you have any more minor famous celebrity, famous family members, 83936, or tweet us at XFM. Also, how quickly can you run down a hill, a mile down a hill? Surely not under a minute.
Josh Widdicombe.
I feel like a buffoon, Ed Gamble,
Why? Why so?
because I don't. You can drive, can you?
I can.
Yeah. Now, we said, is it possible... We got a tweet from someone who claimed his granddad had run down a hill in under a minute for a mile. Someone's tweeted in, of course, when you're driving, 60 miles an hour is a minute.
Yeah.
It seems now very unlikely that the granddad hit 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, and from 0 to 60, and it must have been 1 second as well.
Maintained a constant 60. And then just dipped for the line to get under a minute.
Well, that would be a famous family member, essentially a motor-powered granddad.
And also, no wonder Chris Akabusi mentioned it 4 times in one episode.
Yeah, I can believe it. Akabusi was losing it.
I'm picturing that his legs are doing the full circle. Like a cartoon.
And even he looks surprised by what's happening.
That wasn't even the... that wasn't even the record he was trying to break.
He's trying to eat as many cocktail sausages as he could in an hour. Drop one down a hill, he thought.
Why not?
Better go after it. What is going on?
If you've been on Record Breakers, or you know anyone who's been on Record Breakers, or you bet. I think 83936 or at XFM. I mean, it all just seems very unlikely. I'll just
Well, it's
we
not
did
true, is it,
appeal.
Josh?
No, it's not true, is it? We did appeal for anyone if they could answer. One did. Preston Cole answered, "I've never run down a hill."
Poor old Preston. What sort of life are you leading if you've never run down a hill? Are you Dutch? What's going on?
Oh, Preston Van Cole. 83936 or tweet us at XFM. Running down the hill stories. Have you been on Record Breakers or You Bet? Or anyone you know? Or famous family members? Anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast XFM.
Royal Blood, that's for Ed Gamble, who's here in Almost Royal on BBC America.
Oh, that was the link, was it?
Well, it might be. This is the Josh Widdicombe Show. Now, last week on the Josh Widdicombe Show, there was a very exciting new game called Neil or No Neil.
I missed this. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I'll talk you through it, see whether you think it's good. Neil would name a historic event and then say where he was when he found out about it. And we'd have to decide whether he was lying or telling the truth.
Right.
What were the 2 historic events you chose?
I can't think now. Oh, the death of Princess Diana.
Right.
The thing is, once you get past that one, there's sort of only a few, really.
We were thinking if it goes to a second week, we'll have 9/11 and then it's all over, really. But it's not made it to a second week.
Right,
But we
okay.
have had some correspondence about it from James.
Okay.
My friends and I also used to play a game called Neil or No Neil. Seeing a random stranger in the street, we would shout Neil. If they turned round, it would be Neil. If not, it would be No Neil.
That is a better game.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, but I don't know if it's ready for the radio.
Well, I can't do it in a studio because I know everyone in here. So.
Yeah. But I suppose there's a chance you'd shout... If I was walking down the street and someone loudly shouted Neil,
Yeah.
I would turn round anyway.
Yeah, whether it was your name or not.
Yeah.
Because you hear a big shout, you turn around.
Exactly.
Also, they could not be shouting the name Neil. That could be an
It could
order.
be an extra-
So they could be some
I
sort
wonder
of
if anyone-
overlord.
Would you drop to your knees?
Yeah, I might do if it was authoritative enough.
Yeah, Zod.
What's Zod?
In Superman.
Superman.
Oh, okay. All right, calm down.
Neil before Zod. Get on board, Josh.
Hello all. I've finally caught up listening to all the podcasts. This is going to be annoying. Another one coming out. And the one thing... Oh, it's like trying to get water out of a sinking ship, isn't it? You never... The one thing that stands out is the excellent quality of the puns. I mean, if that's the one thing that stands out of 104 episodes. Especially the titles of the games. I know how hard it is to come up with consistently funny puns. So here are a few ideas you can use if you have a mind blank.
Did they mention why they know how hard it is?
No, they don't. It becomes clear when you see what he suggested. So this game he suggested is called Josh Widdicombe or Widdy Brush.
Right, lovely.
Josh pokes guests in the back. They have to guess whether it's with a comb or a brush.
That is quality.
It's next week.
Next week, sorted.
Yep.
Do you think that's a better game than Fernology? For Neil Fern.
Yep.
A phrenological feature, because who doesn't want that on the radio? Neil has to rub guests' head and guess what? If any criminal predispositions they have.
Lovely, yeah.
That could end really badly, couldn't it?
Yeah. If someone just confesses to something.
I tell you what, it's lucky we're doing that feature in the radio. This day and age, eh? I've actually got a feature I want to do in this now gaping hole in the schedule, which is that...
Well, hang on. So we're just discounting...
Sorry. Do you want to do one of those?
Widdicombe and Widdy Brush is completely discounted already, is it?
Do you think that's do you reckon that's better than phonology?
Well, I don't know. Phonology has some sort of... some undertones which I'm not comfortable with.
Also, it's going to be much more difficult to get guests when we outline.
Yeah.
Around the half-hour mark.
Yeah. We'll be poking you with something and rubbing your head.
Take off your headphones. We're going to find out if you're a criminal. No, I think I want to do a feature. I'm addicted to Wikipedia and just reading things on it rather than...
Yeah.
And Neil thinks it's a waste of time, don't you, Neil?
I think it's just a little odd. I've lost an evening to Wikipedia. I'm going to admit to that. But what you look at on Wikipedia is just weird.
I read about 10 Wikipedia pages a week, so I thought I'd read you the
Very
Wikipedia. Yeah, and I have a tally. It's like a prison. Okay. I'm going to read you... the feature's just going to be me reading out the Wikipedia pages I've looked at this week.
Okay. Are you going to be poking me with anything?
No.
Okay.
The Big Breakfast.
The whole thing.
Yeah. Zig and Zag.
Oh.
I'm not going to lie, it linked from the Big Breakfast. Then I stopped that search.
Right.
Next, Disco Balls.
Why?
Because I saw a disco ball and I was interested. Did they start with disco? And they didn't. They actually started in the 20s and then were kind of, you know...
Co-opted by the disco movement.
Yeah.
Not a sentence I ever thought I'd say.
Chelsea Clinton. was just wondering what had happened to her.
Yeah.
Because Hillary Clinton, and then what do you actually
She's a
think?
mother now, isn't she?
Is she? Well, there's only one way to find out. Coffee.
That was a big entry.
Well, I was thinking, yeah, it was massive, but I was thinking, when did, like, people get into it?
Aztecs on it.
Yeah, but then when did it hit the UK, which is what I really care about? And then Heathrow Airport.
Right. Were you having a coffee in Heathrow Airport?
No. And then mug. Yeah, so there we go. Nice little feature, isn't
Hang
it?
on, no, I think the feature should be you read out what Wikipedia pages you've read, and then someone says which one they want to hear about. They want to hear a few facts. What have you learned this week from Wikipedia?
Hit me up.
No, I think we should play a song.
Okay, well, why don't you introduce the song if you're so bloody musical?
Because it's not my name above the door.
No, all right. This is Florence and the Machine. Check her out on Wikipedia.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM podcast.
On the way on the Josh Widdicombe Show, intern Charles is back from trying to get a free coffee and Pret. Let me just say, I'm holding a cappuccino. But am I down £2?
Josh Widdicombe podcast. XFM.
That's a bit of a quick ending, isn't it? Did you just press stop?
That's how it ends, Josh.
Oh, I'm fine. Everything. Apart from a fade out. On the Josh Widdicombe Show, Ed Gamble.
Hello.
Hello. Did you think it was a bit urgent, that ending?
It was abrupt, I'd say.
It was abrupt, yeah.
I quite liked it, though.
It's like they'd stormed out. or someone who no one liked had walked into a bar and everything had stopped.
Like a Wild West saloon.
Yeah, like what? Now, earlier in the show, I discussed the fact that Pret a Manger are giving away free coffees to people they like, and I'm yet to get one, despite my, consistent mention of them on the radio and dialogue with them on Twitter about their pesto artisan baguettes. So we sent intern Charles to see if he could charm him into a free coffee.
Yeah.
I'm drinking the cappuccino now. Was it free, Charles?
Did not go well.
Did it not?
So I went up to the counter and asked for a
Which
cappuccino.
branch?
I was going to say the one over there, but that doesn't help, does it, in radio?
The one at the top of Trafalgar Square.
Yeah, that one.
Not our nearest branch. Someone's trying to extend his time outside the studio.
So I asked for a cappuccino. It's ready to get into my patter that I'd decided to go into. And
Have you got a patter?
I don't know. I was going to make us go along.
Go on.
Can I have a coffee, please? That's about it.
Patter.
Cappuccino. As I go, it's marathon today. But just as I got into that, a very irate man came over who'd been served milk in his coffee for the second time on his order, and started to get quite irate and then look at my phone going, "You recording this?"
Oh, God, because you're recording it for the radio?
Yeah. So
What do you think you were doing?
I don't know.
Probably just
some
desperately
sort of
trying to
sting. Yeah.
Some sort of breakdown.
Oh, God, did he punch you?
No, I turned it off very quickly, and then she had to sort of sedate the man and not
Did he get a free coffee?
I didn't stay around long enough. I wanted to get out of there pretty sharpish.
It's all gone
but
wrong.
Yeah.
That's a shame. If anyone at home has got a free coffee,
Send it in.
Tweet a picture of it.
yeah, take a picture of it with your crisp £5 note that you haven't broken. No, I don't think they're actually doing it.
It's not for people they like. It's clearly for people they fancy, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Unbelievable. I mean, never once. I always fancy them.
Josh Widdicombe podcast. XFM.
The Rolling Stones, Gimme Shelter, brand new music on XFM. Someone's got to play them. Give them a chance. Give me a chance, it should be called, eh? Yeah? No? We play a mixture of brand new music and classics, Neil.
I know. Explain to me.
Yeah, and crucially, none of the brand new music will ever be a classic.
Oh,
I think that's one of the things I've heard.
Get out.
On this playlist.
Get out.
Get out.
Sorry. Thanks for having me. shortest ever appearance. It's like Stephen Gerrard's red card. Don't want to see a heat map of my XFM performance today.
Ivo Graham, hello.
Hello, this show is my shelter.
Not for much longer. Ed Gamble.
Hello.
Hello. Now, well, shall we get straight into some tweets from well, we've branched off. We wanted to know if anyone had ever been on You Bet. Matt Davenport, a girl I went to school with, was on You Bet. She was one of 4 girls who had to build a paper boat and paddle across a pool.
What's You Bet?
They sunk.
Oh.
Yeah. You Bet was, it was a show where, I mean, it sounds absurd. You'd have to do a task, and Matthew Kelly and then celebrities would bet on it. So it'd be like, you know.
So the paper boat would
Yeah,
be...
so there'd have been 4 celebrities. There would have been Martin Afire, Eamon Holmes,
Terence Trent D'Arby. I don't know the show, but I'm immediately imagining the
Trent D'Arby was always there. He was a regular.
So Trent D'Arby was betting on them to get across the pond.
And then Ruth Maddock, and they'd all have to say whether you could get... So it'd be like a school, and they'd all, 60 girls trampoline 12 times in a minute or whatever.
Because Sunita says so.
But the problem with it was they'd always work out about the average amount of times you could do it, and so it'd be borderline. So the betting was really an uneducated guess.
Did any of it go to charity?
That's the saddest thing I've ever heard.
They didn't bet money.
Oh, they didn't bet money. Okay.
It wasn't them betting their personal wealth.
In some cases, they're very risky.
Bankrupt.
Yeah. Have you got any? Have you got any relatives that are of fame?
No, not really. My sister. This is a big announcement on the show. My sister is a model. I know she got those genes. Oh, stop it, Josh! Come on. No, she's not.
Where are you going?
I'm on Google Image.
No, and
Go for it.
You won't. I'm not going to say her first name because I've got too much respect for my sister's privacy. However. And she's not, she's obviously not, very sort of famous. It's a bit like my comedy in that it's sort of just about viable for the mo, but no one in the extended family sees a long-term financial future. But at the moment, we're both, we're both in our early 20s and we're having a bit of fun. Why not? Okay? Management consultancy can wait.
So how's she doing as a model?
Well, she's done very well. She's done it for a couple of years, and she's done sort of like Paris Fashion Week and a sort of couple of like proper catwalks. If anything, sort of tasteful, almost too tasteful, in that some of the clothes you can't actually imagine anyone really wearing them in everyday life. But it's not my world, really. Admittedly.
Have you been to watch her live?
No, I haven't.
So how did it happen? Was it the classic? Someone came up to her at Tube Station.
No, I think she did a fashion show at university or something. I think that was how it started. But crucially, there's another model with the same name as her who does a rather more glamorous.
Well, that's convenient for you, Ivo.
Absolutely not. No, if you knew the name, which you never will, and you searched, you'd see the family resemblance between me and the one who's wearing the clothes in the Google images.
So how did you find out about this other model?
Because you typed my sister's name into Google Images, and about a third of the pictures of her wearing some crazy...
Describe the kind of outfit your sister might wear.
She did some show where it was like they did. This was in Paris, in front of the global fashion elite. But they were like pushing shopping trolleys through that's because that was the theme or something.
Yeah, that really does sound like the kind of thing people might do. I know in your world it seems outlandish that you'd have to push a shopping trolley.
No, that's actually very realistic.
Yes, not wearing Chanel chic.
I know you'd like to see a fashion show where people sit and order from Ocado.
You're right.
I feel the topic has turned, as usual. But the other 2/3, and I do all my own shopping. I don't even shop online, so I don't know where that's coming from.
Not happy.
The other one's a glamour model from Newcastle. And it's
nothing wrong with being from Newcastle, mate.
No, you're absolutely right.
She's also posed with a shopping trolley, but that was a lot bleaker shoot. Well, there we go. I mean,
Bit of fun. Peaked about 2 minutes ago, but bit of fun.
Neil peaked about 2 minutes ago when he was Googling. Right, 83936.
I think I might have results.
83936 or at XFM if you have a famous or minor famous member of your family.
Josh Widdicombe.
Coasts on XFM. Modern Love. That's the name of the song. I wasn't just... That sounded like I was just...
Oh, Modern Love.
Rather wistful moment on XFM. This is Josh Widdicombe with Ed Gamble.
Hello.
Producer Neil.
Hello.
Ivo Graham.
Still in the studio, despite the rumours.
Is that your catchphrase?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you want to hear some relatives of people who are listening to the show?
Absolutely.
Okay. My five greats auntie. My great auntie.
Great to the power of 5.
Yeah. My great auntie was the first person to go over Niagara Falls in a barrel and survive.
I mean, that is not true.
Why is that not true?
Well, it's just not, is it? Sometimes you just know something's a lie.
All right, you're just throwing out odd O'Hanlon checks you can't cash.
What? God.
Well, see whether you believe this. My mum and aunt went on a supermarket sweep in the early 90s and lost to a vicar and his pregnant wife.
Well, I definitely
That's
believe
from
that.
Jamie in Brighton.
Well, as we've already established, I can't imagine sweeping a supermarket. So that story means nothing to me. Back to Niagara Falls.
You're aware of supermarket sweep, though?
Dale Winton's heyday.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go.
Just a good summary of the 90s.
Send people shopping for an inflatable banana.
My late great which they didn't know whether it was worth £25 or £100. Always the worst bit for me.
What, the peeling back of the sticker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
tense.
Did you used to watch that, Neil?
Yeah, it's great. When you hear the beep, remember supermarket sweep?
Oh, yeah.
How many people do you think went over Niagara Falls in a barrel and died before? Great.
I'm going to give it a crack.
Just so you know, Becky has just tweeted in 100% true.
All right, okay.
I want to check it on the internet, so...
I'll check it on Wikipedia.
If that's got its own Wikipedia page and I still don't, it's going to be a very dark Sunday for me. Not Niagara Falls, but Becky's great-great-great-great-grandmother.
My second cousin sang The Laughing Policeman on Opportunity Knocks in the late 80s. I'm not buying Jules Thomas's, though. My nan was the first woman to go up to the top of Snowdon on a motorbike. I'm seeing Jules Thomas as an opportunist.
Yeah, I know. She's heard Becky's one and she's gone, there's a template here, which is world landmark and mode of transport. And I'll just do anything. I've done a first person to cross the Gobi Desert on a tricycle.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM podcast.
Now, on the Josh Widdicombe Show, Ed Gamble.
Hello there.
Producer Neil.
Good afternoon.
And we will be quizzing Ivo Graham on a hypothetical scenario for our feature that we like to call, Neil,
Hypothetically speaking.
Yes. The praise for our titles that we got this week is mind-boggling.
Sony Best Feature 2015.
Okay, I thought this last week when I was watching on the BBC. I was watching the FA Cup semi-final.
Lovely.
Arsenal versus Reading.
Poor old Reading.
Poor old Reading.
In a way.
You've got to go on holiday with one of the following 4 people who are presenting it. Who would you choose? Gary Lineker,
Right.
Ian Wright, Alan Shearer, or former Reading striker Jason Roberts? And where would you take them, and how would it go?
Right. We've packed a lot into this hypothetical. Anyone who believes that this show is pre-rehearsed, listen to me flounder now.
So who would you choose?
I could go on holiday with Lineker, Shearer, Wright or Roberts.
Yeah.
Right. I'll take you through them. Lineker, I think he's a good guy. He's a good guy, but I've seen how he interacts with his sons on Twitter, and I think he's just a bit too keen to be cool and down with the kids. It's like, can we just have a night in, Gary? And you're like, no, let's go out again to,
To Lineker's.
To Lineker's. Yeah, exactly. Has he got his own?
No, that's his brother's, I believe.
Oh, really?
I've
Yes.
been to it many times in Tenerife. It's a cracking night out. It's not.
And I think, yes, I'm afraid first out of the equation is Lineker on account of being a try-hard. And obviously, he talk about... Anyway, so who does that
Nearly said
leave?
crisps over.
I nearly said Chris, so that's too obvious, isn't it? I'd love to talk about Chris with Lineker. He's back in. But I'd wind him up by talking about other brands other than Walkers. Sorry?
Brannigans.
A kick in the Brannigans.
Tyrrells. Do you want a Tyrrell, Gary? Come on, Gary, the cameras aren't on. You do what you want. I'm starting to like this,
Help yourself to a bird.
Going on holiday with Gary Lineker to Mexico, home of the Dorito. I think we'd have to eliminate all the others, really. I've not got so many opinions on them. No, I think
You
Righty's
can't say
great.
I'd go on holiday with Gary Lineker to push him to the edge by offering him rival crisps.
So we've ruled out Gary Lineker. You only have one of the other three now.
I'd take Shearer, possibly, because here's the thing. You go out with Shearer, he's a legend, so people want to talk to you and him on the back of him, but then very quickly I become the more interesting one in the conversation. So Shearer's the in,
Okay.
but then I look comparatively quite
Where
fun.
would you take Alan?
Well, we want...
How do you think it would go once you met him at the airport?
No, you're right. It's a long old flight. Although imagine going on a flight with Michael Owen, who's not watching any of the films. Sorry, he's not part of the equation. I like Righty. I really like Jason Roberts. I think he's just
He
quite...
wouldn't have as good an anecdote, though, would he? Because the other guys would be able to talk to you about playing for England or...
Yeah, but I'd like to talk about, the Wigan's relegation battle. I don't even know if he was involved in that. Righty...
I think Righty would probably be the most fun for the first 2 days.
Here's my
And then I
worry.
think it might get a little grating.
Yeah, you'd have to say, oh, look, Ian, I'm going to go off and see some sights by myself today. I've got...
Is it awful to say that I worry that wherever we went he might be politically incorrect as well? Because I think he's got form. There's an amazing video of him being... Actually, even quoting it would make me sound bad. But
He has the right to reply if he does want to.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's quite innocent. But
Okay,
there's a sketch online from a few years ago where it's about Peter Crouch and Wayne Rooney's relationship, and I think the sketch is Stephen Merchant and Warwick Davis. I can't remember for sure. So Gary
where do you
Lineker,
take
I
him
reckon, would
holiday?
be no, sorry.
So you're going to go with Alan Shearer. Where are you taking him?
I'm going to go with Shearer to Scotland, just a Scottish moor.
You can go anywhere in the world, Ivo. You go with Alan Shearer and you're going to Scotland with him.
Yeah, because
I'd be on a beach in like the Caribbean with Gary Lineker while you're...
yeah, well, the way your career is going, you probably will be, Josh. But this is hypothetically speaking. Okay, this is imagining a holiday. It will never happen, so it doesn't have to be good. Lineker to Mexico, Doritos all week. There's my final answer. I've tied myself in knots. I'm really sorry.
I really didn't think it would end so badly. This is Brandon Flowers.
Josh Widdicombe.
This is Josh Widdicombe, more or less coming to the end. Do we want, guys, one more related to a famous person?
Yes, please.
I feel like this is probably the best one. I'm related to Winston Churchill. Don't know how exactly, but he's in my family tree. He's the reason I'm ginger, Charlotte. I hope she means via genes, and she's not just making a point about what would have happened if Winston Churchill hadn't been here.
If it wasn't for you, we'd all be speaking ginger.
And on the Can You Run Down a Hill in a Minute? A mile in a minute.
Why are we still talking about this?
Well, I would think that, but someone who remains nameless, we believe it's possible. If you take into account the gradient, the fact your stride would get greater because of the vertical angle, we could go on. My husband Richard said, do the maths, Josh. Of course it's possible.
Sometimes the character limit on a tweet is quite a good thing, isn't it? Didn't want more than 170 characters of cold, hard maths on a Sunday morning.
140.
It's 140, mate.
Ooh, I'm very new to the social media game, and also that's why a lot of my sentences are getting cut off.
Thank you for all your correspondence. You have been superb. Coming up, Ed and Ivo and Neil will get the chance to plug.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast. XFM.
Foo Fighters on XFM. This is
Modern love.
This is Josh Widdicombe. We've just got time to thank our guests for coming in. Thank you.
Thank you.
And as a thank you, you can plug whatever you'd like. We'll start with you, Neil, our producer.
Just listen to XFM all the time because it's great.
That's not how to plug, right, Ivo?
Oh no, I've got something serious to plug.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Go on then.
Well, obviously, listen to the other shows I produce from 7 o'clock tonight. But on Tuesday night, you'll be interested in this. John Kennedy has an album playback with Blur, going through it track by track, talking about it. Yes, Tuesday night from 10. Make sure you listen to that.
There we go. Yeah. Ivo Graham.
Well, it's not going to top a new Blur album, but I am doing a show at the Edinburgh Festival, and we preview it in London over the next couple of months and around the country. So,
What's it called?
It's called No Filter.
And when's it on?
It's on in Edinburgh at 6 p.m. every day. And the previews will usually be between 8 and 9. We're doing a couple together.
Are we?
Yeah. Ivo Graham and Josh Widdicombe live. Imagine that. You don't have to imagine it much longer. The Dirty Dick's Pub in Liverpool Street, sometime in July.
There we go.
Bit of fun. I've eaten into your plug time as well, but thank me later, Josh.
If it's as good as the last gig I did there, which was with Ed Gamble. And
Oh, that was wonderful, wasn't it?
oh yeah. Anyway, what are you plugging at?
I'm doing a show at the Soho Theatre May 7th, 8th and 9th, Gambletron 5000, 9 p.m, May 7th, 8th and 9th.
Will they be able to understand it if they haven't seen the previous 4,999 Gambletrons?
They will indeed, yeah. It's not related, it's actually a prequel.
And Edinburgh?
Edinburgh, I'm on at 1:15 p.m. In Cannons Gate, and it's free.
That's how you plug, Ivo. That's how you plug.
free,
Thank you
guys.
all for your time. It was a pleasure sharing it with you. And I'm sorry about the running down the hill thing. That was just absurd. Coming up on XFM, Phil Clifton.
Do you want to plug anything?
Nah.
Sure.
Do I?
I don't know. Thought you had the tour to do.
Oh, God, yeah, I'm on tour. Oh, yeah.
A good producer lets his DJ make mistakes and learn from them. Doesn't bail them out constantly.
If you want to come see me on tour, dates are available.
Dates are available.
Dates are available. Date are available. joshwiddicombe.co.uk/diary. And please don't tweet me if I'm not coming to your town. Because
Please tweet him if he's not coming to your town.
Yeah, because there will be more dates added next year. Really, if anything, we shouldn't have done this, because the XFM show suffered despite my tour sales going through the roof in the last minute. Coming up, Phil Clifton. Goodbye.